of the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built the win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out.
Back up. Yeah, man. Welcome back in the red corner with Tony, Ricky, and Ty. I'm your host, Tony, and it's with me, you know what I'm saying? I got my guy with me tonight, Ricky. Say what's up, Rick.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Let's talk boxing.
Yeah, man. So we back. Ty got the night off tonight, so you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ty. I know he watching. But yeah, man, back to boxing. I know it's been a minute, but you know what I'm saying? We back here, and you know, we here to give you that heat. So, you know, just tonight, as we, you know, go down the long list, it was an exciting weekend last weekend. You know, boxing is definitely the calendar looking pretty hefty right now. But, you know, tonight we're going to do a little recap, talk about, you know what I'm saying, the fighters and some of the fights that, you know, happened within the last week. We're going to delve into these new heavyweight rankings. Some agree, some may not. It is what it is. And then, like I said, we're going to recap the new fight news. Some stuff that we have talked about already, we're just going to recap just to put it fresh on your frontal lobe so that we can, you know, we can keep everybody up to date with what is still to come in boxing. It's a lot of good fights coming up. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, we're going to delve right up in the show. It's time to rumble. Yeah, man. So last weekend, Ricky, man, it was, you know, Amazon Prime PBC, that card. I mean, for me, I think it overachieved. Like, I give that definitely a thumbs up. That was like, you know what I'm saying, I get a 95. Like, it was both fights were really entertaining, really dope. You know, what you think about the card?
Yeah, I think the card was better than what I expected. Both fights were very great, and it's good to see Amazon hosting the platform. I think boxing gonna go a long way with Amazon maintaining that.
Yeah, man. I like the team they built with it. You know what I'm saying? All the guys that we're clearly familiar with. You know, we've seen them on different networks. So it's like refreshing to see like all these faces, not necessarily new faces, but you know what I'm saying, just faces that we've seen in different places all come back together, and you know, it makes for great entertainment while we watch the fights. So with that being said, we're gonna go to the undercard first. Rolando Romero, known as Rollie, versus Isaac Cruz, aka Pitbull. It was. I'm not shocked by the fight because I could see it. I was definitely expected more from Rollie in that fight because it's like when you look at it, we know that, you know, Cruz has the skills. He has that Mexican style. He has the skills. We know Rollie don't have the skills, but I was watching a few fighters and they, you know, because I picked the fight actually for Rollie because like a few fighters that were in his camp and in and around 140 and all that was expecting Rollie just to, although he lacked the skills, was just to expecting him to get over with just the power. I'm not gonna lie, I did too. But what you think about the fight?
Man, I was disappointed in Rollie. Me too. Based on especially even though he lost, but based on a fight he had with Tank, you can tell that he was powerful. And then I also based it off the fight between Tank and Pitbull as well. And I figured Rollie at least had a boxer's punch to get this going. But
Stop the cap.
I'm sorry. I'm happy that Isaac, you know, was able. I'm happy Pitbull was able to show his defense. Man, his defense is good. I like his high guard. But Rollie, man, what, like, he didn't have no answer to nothing that was coming to him. Nothing, and it was just like I don't even think he could get a proper jab off against Pitbull because he was just, you know, smothered. And then on top of that, I think what made it real good is that Pitbull probably was so mad that he had that Chihuahua chain
Yeah,
that you could tell as he punched through, he punched in between punches. While
yeah,
Rollie throwing, he's still punching. And
yeah.
Rollie did not know how to combat that. And so I gotta give it a Pitbull for proving me wrong on that one. But Rollie definitely a poor performance from Rollie though.
Yeah, man.
Especially talking that trash. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had no plan B. I think we thought even from the jump that he wouldn't have a plan B. He only had one plan, and once he wasn't able to locate Pitbull with his punch for me. Um, so that's really all I gotta say about Rollie. But Cruz, man, like he showed first of all that's that Mexican style. You know what I'm saying? He showed it's just more than brawling to me. Like that
Yeah.
was some real like
It's
technical
strategic.
abilities. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Like what he was doing, like he was really getting it. So as I look at Pitbull now, all them C-level fighters, all them dudes, you know what I'm saying? He gonna get them all because Rollie, Ryan, you know what I'm saying? All of them people who don't really know how to box, who can't take that pressure are going to fall to him. And I think that is a lot of guys, more than what we think. Like I think he should go after who he go after. I think he should go after Ryan next. And they gotta really start putting him into some big fights or whatever because I think that he has been overlooked. And for me,
Yes.
he's a tie. I don't think I'm a really unless he fights like a polished boxer like the Devins, maybe even Tszyu. I'm picking Cruz over, what I'm saying, everybody else. Even with the boogeyman Matias, too, or whatever. I just think that Cruz really got some skills there that,
Yes.
I mean, the main thing is this. Cruz can avoid the knockout and still score. For me,
Yes.
that's what it is. Because he go get Tank, he go against a big guy named, Rollie. Matias, I think he'll do the same thing. He will avoid that big punch and still touch you up. So shout out for Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Now, where does Rollie go? Where we going at? What you think?
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. I initially thought that when I seen that he lost, it's like, where do you go? You can't say you a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
You can't. You don't have no title. Do you try to fight your way back up? But then on top of that, after watching that fight, I feel like it's too much for him to. He has too much he need to work on. It's
Absolutely.
based on. It's just too much. It's just too much to work on. It's like, is it? Do you have it, or do you not have it to be into the higher, tier level? And no disrespect to Rolly. I do respect his power, but his style of boxing, it's not doing it. It's not doing it to move up.
Yeah.
But I would like to keep it on Cruz. I do, and I've been saying this since they fought. I do want Cruz to have that rematch with Tank, only because Tank did have the broken hand, I think, during their fight. So I would love to see a rematch between them two.
He yeah, he might be beyond that now because he at 140, he's swimming at 140. He got the belt at 140. I think that we know Tank not going to 140.
I
Um,
mean, Tank like he did, he might want to just hey, let me go ahead. I did beat you. Let me go ahead and just get that belt from you real quick.
I mean, no, it's definitely an option for him because he did go to 140 before to fight the other kid or whatever. Then he went back down for somebody he already beat and grab a belt. That is viable for him to do, but at the same time, he would lose a lot of credibility as well for saying he not going to 40 to fight the other guys.
That's true.
Thing. You see what I'm saying? So I think like he just stays down. But Cruz got a big future. But for me, for Rollie, what's Rollie's next step? I said this. We had a little, company meeting. I don't know. I forget what we call it or whatever. But I called it first. Rollie to the UFC. He comes from a kickboxing background. He still got a punch. Right. At the end of the day, Rollie's boxing although it's C level, B level, it's probably going to be better than most in the UFC. And then he has I don't know what he looked like when he throwing kicks and all that stuff, but he has that background. So I'm looking for him to still keep a name and go over there. Otherwise, if he stays in boxing, he'll just be a name.
Washed away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll be a person who who has a big name. He gonna talk. He gonna sell the fight, and he gonna get touched up. So yeah, man. Shout out to Rollie though. You know, I mean, I guess you know, I mean, do your thing, bro. I want to see all the boxers succeed, but do your thing. Um, Now we're gonna get into a couple of other fighters that fought over the last few last weekend or so, and this past weekend. But first up, we're gonna we have a question mark to Keith Thurman, and this is goes for Rollie. What does Keith Thurman do now? Pulls out. I kind of expected this though too. I mean, he's been off for so long, moving up all the way, ain't punch, ain't do what he do. He, you know, he's a heavy puncher, so I know he touched the bag really hard. You know, when he's punching. So I'm not surprised that this happened, that a injury would happen. But at his age and at his, you know, just push him out probably close to another year, if not, you know what I'm saying, 6-8 months or something like that. Uh, where do you think Keith Thurman goes?
Honestly, when he got injured, I started thinking maybe this is why he takes so long to have fights.
Mm.
So it's like you already up in age, you have a name. Um, if Thurman feels though with a year from now that he can bounce back and do another fight, cool. But my opinion on it would be, there's already a new wave of boxers coming.
Yeah.
Like where do you find your foot at? Where you find your position to be at right now? You just had this opportunity that unfortunately you had to get an injury and miss out on. But where do you go from here? And I really have that question to think on that too, because I can't. I'm honestly being said, I no disrespect, but I didn't feel no urge to see him fight Tim. I preferred the Fundora fight versus Tim. I preferred that. So we'll see. I mean, I really have to see with him like after his tune up or something.
Yeah. I mean, for me, you know, fighter gonna fight, when he gonna fight, and how long he gonna fight. So it's, I mean, I can't tell Keith what to do, but I just think that, you know, I'm cool with him getting one more fight, getting one more off. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he can grab one of them names. Hopefully it could be like a tune up, maybe like Ortiz getting his first his feet wet first at 154, maybe a Earl Spence comeback fight. I don't want to see him in any, you know, high level fight because it's too long.
Oh, can't hear you. Can't hear you, Tony.
Bruh.
Yeah.
You
So
back?
I think maybe Keith Thurman should probably, you know, like I said, like get one of them lower level fights, nothing top. Maybe even you can get a Erickson Lubin, something like that. Somebody's on
Ooh.
the downslide or somebody coming back. But you know, to Fundora still, you know, in his prime. To Tszyu, even though he took the loss, man, he, you know, still in his prime. But with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Keith. You know, he did his thing. And you know, we'll see what happens when you get to it. So too, I jumped over to Rollie so much as I just said Fundora or whatever. I'm like, Tszyu versus Fundora. I
Yes.
totally forgot about that fight or whatever. So Tszyu versus Fundora. It was bloody. You know, it was action packed. It definitely, you know what I'm saying, brought everything that boxing, you know what I'm saying, loves to see. Cuts and all of that. What you think about the fight?
Man, the fight was wonderful. It was long overdue to see a gladiator, warfare. Um, Fundora winning, I predicted that, and I was happy that came through because in my head it was like, okay, Tim was training for Keith, but how do you train for Fundora? You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? For Fundora to be as big as he is, his main game is in the inside.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So it was for me. It was more so to see the last minute notice, and also just watch the fight to see how Fundora has learned since his last fight against Mendoza, since he got knocked out from Mendoza.
yeah,
And to that fight, I want to say that he looked like he learned a lot. I could see him working his distance, using his jab, not staying so inside so much, but also keeping that pressure on. Um, Tim definitely surprised me how he was still either being partially blind because the blood all in his face that he's able to throw accurate punches.
Right.
He still knew where our mark was at, no matter where Fundora was at, and capitalizing on that. I do want to see the rematch. If they have a rematch, I would love to see a rematch, and I think Tim definitely deserve a rematch for that fight. But get hats off to Fundora for getting that belt, getting them belts. He's definitely earned it. He definitely showed improvement, and he's definitely, I want to say, yeah, he's definitely in his prime right now.
Yeah, man. I didn't pick Fundora. Probably, what I'm saying, it's just, he's chinny to me. Last two fights, Lubin put him down. Then he goes into the fight, what I'm saying, after that, and then he gets pretty much knocked out or whatever. And so I was just I question his chin, his work rate, his what he do in the ring, and his guts that he showed. Like you said, being that tall, fighting on the inside, like he liked to rumble, but I was not confident in his chin. I mean, Tszyu touched him a little bit, but I think it probably had a big thing to do with the cut that pulled Tim's attack back a little bit, because Fundora does throw a lot of punches and he couldn't see or whatever. I thought that the fight, I don't know. What do you think? You think the fight should have been called?
Oh, after the cut?
Yeah,
No, because I think about what's his name, Bojack.
yeah. I think
That's the one of the most bloodiest fights I have seen
yeah.
in recent time.
Uh,
So as soon as I seen that, I thought back to that, and I was like, okay, now if he can still fight, Tim can still fight.
yeah. So yeah, because there's been a lot of conversation in regards to the fight. The corner should have pulled him, and just started over, what I'm saying, in the it would have been a no decision or whatever it would have been, and then they just fought again because the cut was initially bad, like from the
No, it
first.
was.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, hats off to Tszyu for continuing to fight and continuing to want to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's a real fighter right there. That's a toss up. Maybe we throw that, what I'm saying, into one of the questions, or so. Do you think that the fight should have been called, or what I'm saying, do you get hats off to Tszyu and his corner for allowing him to keep fighting, through that, and also too, one thing I gotta do touch on, I forget, I believe this is WBA, but this is what I don't understand. They sign a fight, which also too, when you sign a fight, there's pretty much, especially a title fight, it's gonna be a rematch clause, and it's like, how do you get off in a title fight that has a rematch clause? Put a date on another, what I'm saying, fight that has to be made when you're in the middle of a contract. This is what makes boxing just a total mess. In the middle of a fight where the champions change, and obviously, if a champion loses belt, he want that rematch, and then you call for another fight to be made, or he gets stripped. That is just dumb. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
the type of stuff that just pisses me off. And they need to start putting that into, including the sanctioning bodies, and putting that into the deals too, because that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. So I
Oh,
I think I'm right, but WBA, you stupid. But go ahead.
no, you're right about that aspect, but there's also another aspect I want to go back on Tim's side too, the business side. How do you allow a no fighter to come in without the rematch clause and you just go by word of mouth?
Oh, say that again.
Yeah, so listen, so from what I've seen, I can't remember, I think it was on Pro Box TV, Tim's Corner, I can't remember his name. They gave word of mouth. I mean, not Tim's Corner, but Fundora's Corner. They gave word of mouth to Tim that they would do a rematch.
So are you saying that it wasn't in the contract?
To my knowledge, I believe it was Fundora's Corner.
Okay.
Okay, you can quote me on this. I swear I seen it on Pro Box TV, but no, it was not in the contract.
All right.
They
So
gave
so
word of mouth.
so check this out. If it's word of mouth, then it's probably handshook on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what America has been. You know what I'm saying? Founded on handshakes and good words or whatever. So it still should be, and they should still look at this fight like, yeah, like that makes the WBA, WBC, all of them sharks, because it's like, all right, you moving on to the next, but it's like, get that man that, you know what I'm saying, that rematch. Let him get that
Yeah,
rematch back. You know what I'm saying? And if it was, you know, at this point, if Zoo team say it was and Fundora team say it was, then it was. You know,
yeah.
so it's like let them fight that again. But it's like they so focused on getting the money and getting the big fight because regardless of the two, them fighting again versus Terrence Crawford fighting, either of them is going to be a bigger fight. Terrence Crawford is going to be the bigger fight. So it's like, why? Like, stop trying to get money, stop trying to intervene, and that just makes no sense to me that they would do that and so quickly. Like,
And fun,
he ain't stitched up yet.
that's true. And you know it's crazy, but the thing about it, Fundora's corner said that um, fighting Crawford or fighting Earl would not been wouldn't have been the biggest fight. It said fighting Tim would have been the biggest fight because the Amazon Prime debut. It
Stop the
makes
cap.
sense because to me it makes sense because hope that fight started and then they had a great fight card and all you see was blood, guts, and glory for the decision. So having a rematch, having new people seeing that, new boxing fans seeing that, they'd be like, okay, you know what? I remember these guys. They were just fighting for the first fight on Amazon. Let's go ahead and watch them. So that could be a thing.
That could be a thing, but for me, and I get that it definitely was a good card, but like because Earl Spence and Crawford's going to bring the casual. They're gonna bring the casual fans, and
That's
that's
true.
that. Like it wasn't no fight parties. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody was talking about no fight parties with this joint.
That's true.
You know
Nah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah,
you start getting the girls one say, "Ooh, Earl Spence" and all of this stuff. So it's like, nah, this was a great fight for the boxing fans, but the casuals, I think, is still bigger. So, but at the end of the day, Tszyu, Sebastian Fundora, we want to see that again. Hopefully, we get that next. But if we don't, we'll wait to see what both of you guys do. And if y'all don't get that next, then both of y'all need to chop off and get the fights with Crawford and Smith then, and then and still put it on
yeah,
Amazon and just go there and make it a round robin. But yeah, man. So that's that. Next, we going through to one of my favorite fighters, still fighting. Erslan Lara, he just got the win. I just want to shout it out. I don't know if you saw the fight or whatever, but if not, he still look good. That's that
yeah,
Cuban style. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on the you know what I'm saying, on the Instagram, whatever, they know that's that Cuban style. That's what I voted for. He's still doing his thing. He's very fluid. He's still fluid. That's the last thing to go. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people say power, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying, just still being fluid and all of that stuff. I think it's great what he's doing. He's still fighting, and he got the title. I don't know if you saw it. What you
yeah.
think about it? Yeah, you saw him.
So I saw him. So I like him. I like him. I think, to my knowledge, this is a fight that I really, really paid attention to him on.
Yeah,
Because I know he was already old. Like I think he's like 40 or something like that.
yeah,
So I watched him in the ring. At first, I wasn't leaning towards him because he was doing a lot of watching. But he made me believe. I see why what he was watching for
yeah,
the precise shots.
yeah,
He's definitely still at 40 years old. He's strong. I
yeah.
gotta give it to him. So, yeah, I like him. I like him.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Laura. I don't know how much time you got left, bro, but I'm gonna keep watching you. You know what I'm saying? And hope you stay winning. He got the title again. It ain't really nobody where he at right now. So he may have a couple years to reign there. Next we're gonna go to Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield, aka Ty's cousin, brother, whatever it is. Ty, I know you watching. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, but yeah, man. Did you catch his fight? It was a couple
Yeah, I
weeks.
caught the fight. I
Yeah,
caught that fight. Yeah, get what's this dude name? Cyril?
yeah,
Cyril? Get him out of there, man. It was to the point. I think he was so intimidated by Kid Austin's power that he just had to start doing dirty. It just got after I seen him get hit flush with the left. He just started getting dirtier and dirtier.
yeah.
Throwing meat shots, trying to bend his back, trying to lift him up for no reason. Like, get him out of there. He shouldn't even deserve to be in the ring.
Bring me
To
a
be
pillow,
doing that, hitting
please.
the back of the
Get him
head.
out of here.
I really, really hate when boxers or some dirty fighters do that. That's a
Yeah.
no. Get him out of there. But as far as Kid Austin doing him and his performance, even though we couldn't see the full potential of his performance, I still want to say that he still looks good.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For me, I mean, definitely, like you said, like dirty fighters in boxing, you know, you don't get no love. So I would hope to never see dude again.
Ever.
But Floyd, I mean, you know, you gotta give him credit, you know, for keeping his composure in the fight. But I just didn't see nothing different from what my past analysis has been. He was in with a dirty fighter, it didn't last too long. I hate that he had to go through camp just to get this, and then you know, was it no contest or disqualification? I don't know.
Disqualification.
So
Disqualification.
all right, so it's like I don't know. I mean, you know, what I'm saying the jury's still out. Still, I can't even say that he did good enough to deserve the fight or not. I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything from that fight. No good, no bad, no nothing. It just for me, it just pushed him back to the next fight to show what he can do and do he deserved those fights that he's asking for. I believe that they were talking about something him, you know, doing in the fall with was Newark. Was little man name. Shakur. So
Okay.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If this was the tune
What
for that, I think you still need another fight. But Floyd, Kid Austin Schofield, you know what I'm saying? We looking to see what you got going on next. You ain't take no real punishment. So
quick question,
I
Tony?
go ahead.
What do you think is needed or convincing wise that you would think Austin would be good against or take the fight against Shakur?
A step up level of competition. So when we look at well, you know what I'm saying, I always had like, you know, this algorithm to, you know what I'm saying, boxing or whatever. And Shakur's world class, Olympic silver medalist, world class. So it's like who you fighting ain't on that level. So for me, I just don't think that he's ready, you know what I'm saying, for that level of competition, even though they're both young, they're both, you know what I'm saying, are still in the teens of their fights. I just don't think he's that ready for that type. And like I said, he's by himself, he's out there, he's attending other people's you know, camps or whatever. But you know, you go roll over to Shakur, and I mean, he got dogs. He boxing every day. I just saw him post. He did 12 with Crawford, and then he
Mm-hmm.
saying he working, you know what I'm saying, with all that Bomac and them got to offer or whatever. So it's just like that level of competition, bro. Like it's totally different. So I just don't think he's ready for that. I don't think what he's done has been ready. He's well within his right, and you're supposed to be a boxer and want to test yourself or whatever. But I think if we get that fight, it's gonna be what everybody thinks it's gonna be, and you know it's fine for him to want it, but I just don't think he's ready, and nothing that he showed. I mean, there's levels to get to Shakur, and at least you got to fight. I mean, you got to fight something of notable. You know what I'm saying? Like his resume doesn't, you know, allow him to be on that level. Now you people are gonna say, oh, but Shakur ain't got, you know what I'm saying, too much. His level is a little better when you start to look at the people wins and losses and percentages and things of that nature. But also too, what like this is the reason Lomachenko was able to fight for 2 back-to-back world titles in his second and third fight, because
Yeah.
the Olympics, you know what I'm saying, is a certain level of, it's like, you know, going right into college and going into AP versus, you know, everybody else who's, you know, taking regular classes and things of that nature or whatever. So I just think he's on another level. And it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Keep working. If he wants to fight, he's gonna get it. But I just feel like he gonna get outclassed, you know what I'm saying? Because he haven't seen enough.
I
So
agree with you. I
yeah.
agree with you. I was just wanted to make sure if it wasn't something specific though. Like,
Uh-huh.
you know, like it's something in his skill set that he need to improve on.
I think he's just, you know, they're coming out with the comparisons to Sean Porter, and you know, Sean Porter. I always loved Sean Porter's heart, and he had made for good fights, but I don't think that he had that next level, and so I don't think Schofield has enough in his bag to contend with a person who has a bag that they have. So it's just like he is, you know, we ain't seen it all. He got to stretch his wings a little bit and, you know,
Yeah.
start to develop more. He, you know, there's a lot I can say, but I want the little kid to, you know what I'm saying, do his thing and, you know, work your way up there. You know what I'm saying? Fight some of them, you know, other dudes or those contenders and things of that nature to get yourself, you know, stretch your wings, because you got to be ready for a master boxer. You can't just go into a master boxer thinking you're going to brawl him and smother him and
Oh
use
no.
your power. Can't do that.
Definitely not Shakur. You can't
Yeah,
do that one to him.
yeah. So I mean, call out some of the other dudes. You know what I'm saying, before you call that out. But yeah, man, Floyd Schofield, shout out to you, bro. Next we're gonna go to a guy that maybe, Richardson Hitchens is at 40, so that's not a fight. It could be a fight, but that's not a real fight. But Richardson Hitchens, um, Saturday night had that fight. I was also too let down by Hitchens' uh performance. He was calling out Tszyu. He ain't ready for Tszyu with that type of performance. I don't know if you saw the fight, did you?
Yeah, I seen a little bit of it. Most of it I seen on highlights.
Yeah,
And even based on the highlights on what I seen, it was very, very, very close,
yeah,
in my opinion. And I'm agreeing with you. If you hollering out Tio, I don't think you're ready with Tio. But listen to this. This fight was another reason why I was trying to make sure I watch it. This is it was an IBF eliminator. And you know who holds the IBF at 140?
Who? Which one?
The
Matias?
boogeyman. The boogeyman.
Okay. Nah, he
The
ain't want
boogie.
that. He don't want that.
See. So that fight makes him the mandatory for the IBF.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I was looking at it and I was like, "Are you ready for Matias?"
Right.
I don't know. I that's because I forgot the guy here for Lemos. Yeah, Lemos. Man, Lemos was putting it on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was good. It was definitely a great fight. I think I had Richardson Hutchins winning in my eyes, but it was too close for comfort to say for the names that he's calling out. And he's still under that 20, no,
Yeah.
record. So he's like I think 17, 16 and 0. So
Yeah.
how I feel about that. Like
Yeah.
it's not there yet. He's
Right.
almost there, but not there yet.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, clearly here in the red corner, you ain't getting no love if you ain't got 20 wins. So I feel the same way. I mean, that's kind of like a unwritten litmus test for me. So yeah, man. But shout out to Hitchison, man. Do your thing. If you're gonna take the fight, take it. You know what I'm saying? You can get a belt. You the you know what I'm saying, the number one contender. Don't go after Tio if you got the belt right there. So do your thing, bro. Next on the list, we got Carmel Moten. This your guy. I know you did a piece on him a few months back. It was just a fight for me. It was just a move along fight. He looked how he been looking, good against the competition that he's doing. What you think?
I think that fight to me showed even more that he really got the dog in him. I
Mm,
see the F factor. I seen the combinations, the heart, even the begin hit flesh as he did when I think it was I can't think of the round, but he got hit with that overhand right and my stars. I thought that was gonna make him buckle, but he still maintained and fired back. So I think for him, especially be as young as he is, and he's not even fully in his grown man strength yet,
yeah.
he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a big problem. So I was just I'm very excited to see him move forward. And I think the opponent that he fought was a good test. It was definitely a good test for him at the level he at now.
Check this out. Check this out. Carmel Moten versus. I want to say this right. I got to figure out his name. Last time I got I don't know, commented on because I said the kid from China. What's dude name again?
Anyway,
Anyway, Moten, and then you make because they trying to jump up. They trying to jump him up to fight Tank, but it's like, what would you think? It's too early, what I'm saying, obviously for Moten, but what do you think if he did jump? Because although he's there and he got, what I'm saying, a handful of fights, but you getting a guy that's coming up so many weight classes, to see or whatever. Like, what you think if they threw him in there with that?
I didn't. Hey Tony, you got me on that one. I'm not gonna lie. I never even pictured that. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a one.
it's
And it's crazy. I would say I'm gonna still go a new way,
mhm.
but I know this would probably be a fight that a new way couldn't be himself if he was to fight Carmel. Like even now, I don't think Inoue would be able to have his way as he had his previous fights.
Yeah.
It definitely would be. Yeah, I'm going Inoue, and I'm only going 70-30. No, no, 60-40, 60-40, 60-40. Yeah.
It that's an interesting because you know what I'm saying, you got the size, you got the youth, you know what I'm saying, but then you go over to the experience, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah. That's the
and
only thing. Yeah.
yeah, that's actually I know that fight probably wouldn't happen. It only wouldn't happen because Moten is so early into his you know what I'm saying, career, but and I just don't think there's much of an upside for Inoue, but that's an interesting thing to think about. Rather than, I just would rather hear that than Tank. Just
Yeah.
it equalizes a little bit. Like when you talk Tank up there with that big power, and then also two speed, and he
And
got boxing
experience.
skills. So it's like they got the same. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in a way, gets Tank on skills just by a little though. But I would say no more than 51-49. You know what I'm saying? But it's like then you got that big equalizer, which is the power. So it's like now you take a little bit of that power away, you know, that Moten has, you know, but he still has the size or whatever. That makes for a just an interesting fantasy fight. You know what I'm saying? I just thought about that and I was like, what do you think about that since they're trying to
No, that was a good one.
yeah,
That
so
was a good one.
yeah, man. Shout out to Carmel, man. Keep doing your thing. We will be watching. Can't wait to see you, you know, in the next fight. And last but not least, this is a guy who at one point was. It seemed like they were building him up to fight Canelo. He never got to fight. Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo. He had a fight. You know what I'm saying, at light heavy. Talking about also too going to heavyweight as well. I just maybe this was his right weight because he just kept it seemed like he kept losing and then he just kept going up, you know. So maybe this is his right weight, or maybe he should be a heavyweight. He's a big dude. He reminds me of a lesser Mexican monster, but you know he had a fight. What you think about it?
I think the fight, I didn't really catch too much of it to be honest. Um, I want to say he did good in the fight overall from what I did see. But as soon as I, seen his name, I instantly thought about back the last time I seen him fought was when he took the loss for against Bivol.
Yeah.
And so I think he has improved since then.
Mm.
It looked like he has improved since then, and I think he can still keep moving forward. I don't really see too much that I can really compliment on him. I need to go back and see more of him.
Sure. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, he did his thing. There's a open field there. There's no real stars there. Maybe he can bring the star stuff there. We'll see who follows him up there because right now I think it's pretty open. And he can do his thing. So shout out for him. And we look forward to seeing what you're doing next. So that being said, that is definitely the fight recap for all the recent fights and fighters. Shout out to all of them. We will look for y'all soon. But in the meantime, we're gonna move on to the next rumble and go from there, man. So they dropped some new heavyweight rankings. We're gonna debate about this, but first they got Usyk. Number 2, they got Fury. Number 3, they got Joshua, and number 4, they got Parker. Do you agree with it?
Oh, who's number one?
Usyk.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So no, hold on. See, this is one of them things like so. I want to say it's disrespectful to Fury because Fury has been maintaining his spot for a very long time, and he has fought whoever done came his way. What fight or what situation and put Usyk to be ahead of that?
Yeah.
And I know, especially, and I'm a Usyk fan. No disrespect to Usyk, but I know it's not from his last fight.
Yeah.
That should have did that. So they need to reorganize that. If I was to reorganize it, it would definitely be Fury, Joshua, Usyk, then Parker.
All right. I knew we was gonna find some debate in there. I'm with you with Usyk.
Okay.
Obviously Fury. I mean, Fury's still winning. No matter what happened to the big guy, no matter what Joshua did to the big guy, and I'm talking about the MMA guy. He regardless of what happened, Fury still won.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my issue with the and obviously Parker is 4. I like what Parker doing. And I love what he did in his last fight. But he's at 4. He's the top of the bottom of the elite. But Usyk and Joshua. See, Joshua could never be above Usyk unless he beat him. That's just how it is. I don't care what he did. You ain't better than him. You see what I'm saying? So Joshua had a hell of a fight against an MMA guy, but you can't never go over him unless you beat him. I mean, and I ain't gonna say never we do know the heavyweight pool, it's very light. So it's like it's not a lot that you can do to get over Usyk without beating Usyk. For me, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, he lost to him twice. You see what I'm saying? Like, not just once, but it wasn't like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He just lost him once in the closed zone. Where like you lost to him twice.
Yeah,
No.
that is true.
Yeah, no, bro. Like, you are number 3, and you got to get that lick back before you can even think about, you over him. So, for me, I got Fury, Usyk, Joshua, and Parker. I think that's what it is. But nah, man, like I can't. Joshua had a great fight, but I don't care about that. What you done for me lately? Like, nah, you got. Because that's what they do. Like, that's what they doing with Fury by dropping Fury because of what he's done lately. And what he did lately is he got knocked down by an MMA guy, and he just didn't, he didn't put him out like everybody thought that he would. So, I mean,
it looked like he probably didn't even really train to fight this
didn't.
guy, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. Come on,
Come on now, dog.
he done beat
Come on,
Deontay Wilder
man.
twice. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even think Ngannou could take a hit from him.
Yeah.
So no. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, and also too, you look at look at his body versus you look at what he was about to, be, for the Usyk fight or whatever. Like, you look at the body, like he took that fight and he thought it was sweet, and he did a money grab, and it is what it is. I mean, we see it, but you can't put so much weight. I mean, look how slim he was looking for the Usyk fight, because he knows he gonna have to box this dude and chase this dude around the ring and do all this movement. So he didn't take that fight serious, and people just gotta accept that for what it is. I think if he fought him again, if he actually had fought him again, we would have saw a totally different Fury. So yeah, man, those are the heavyweight rankings that are proposed, but in the red corner heavyweight rankings, we do agree that Fury's on tops. It's a flip-flop between Usyk, and Parker is at the bottom. That's what it is, man. So yeah, man, let's rumble on to the next thing. And so what we gonna do, we going to fight news. Now, in the red corner, we we talk about fights all the time. A lot of time we get them hot off the press. So we've talked about a few of these fights a few weeks and months back on past shows, but we're just gonna go and fill everybody in on the fight roster. But before we do, we're gonna talk about some new ones that were proposed. And we're gonna start first with Deontay Wilder versus Zhilei Zhang. Actually, yeah, Deontay. Did we talk about that? I don't know.
I can't fully remember, but let's go at it,
Yeah.
because I probably got a new thought on it now, a new opinion on it.
Yeah, so for me, that's a tough fight for him. I think I would.
For who? Which one?
Wilder versus Zhilei Zhang.
You think is who you think is a tough fight for?
Oh, Wilder. I think that's tough. I think this is my reason for this is that I think that Wilder wants to be back in that top list. He may be 5 anyway. Maybe Zhang has taken it over. So if that's the case, then all right, cool, he's doing the right thing. But I just would have better wanted to see Wilder fight Parker than Zhang. I think Zhang's just gonna bring the fight. Obviously, we see what happened in Zhang's last fight, but I think this is a whole totally different fight. This is power against power. But for even more to delve deep into that, it's power versus power with a lot of activity. Zhang goes after it. You see what I'm saying? But I think that's just a different fight for Deontay. Deontay has got to hit him. You know what I'm saying? Deontay's a one-punch dude. He not throwing 2s, 3s, and 4s. He throwing that one punch. You know what I'm saying? Either the right hand or, you know what I'm saying, occasionally he'll throw the left or whatever. But I don't think he has enough punching volume to withstand that attack. But he definitely has the great equalizer, the power. So we'll see what happens if he tap that chin or tap anything else. You know what I'm saying? On him, no Diddy. With, you know what I'm saying, that going on or whatever. But I just think that's a dangerous fight for him to come back off of the layoff and, you know what I'm saying, all, you know, all the things that he's been through. So I don't know what you think about the fight.
I think for me, especially since it's Deontay last fight, yeah, I'm leaning towards Zane too, because I'm not worried about when it comes to this fight. Because we've seen what Zane did to Parker, so it's like I'm not worried about you getting yours off. I'm worried about can you sustain after Zane get his off, because Zane is good. Zane is a good fighter, and he got good footwork and everything. So he's gonna get active. So it's like it's gonna be constant boulders coming at Deontay, and based on his last fight, um, I it didn't look like he can handle pressure.
Yeah, man. Tough fight. Shout out to him for taking the fight.
Yes.
Zhang has almost got boogeyman status.
Yeah.
You know, he was right there, and then he lost the fight. And you know what I'm saying, maybe, I don't know, he's a ghost now, not boogeyman. It's still he's definitely a dangerous fighter. So shout out for Deontay for taking the fight. Hey man, you know what I'm saying, that's a warrior thing to do or whatever. And you know what I'm saying, we hope we deliver a good fight for that. You guys deliver a good fight for that, and you know, we'll see what happens. Next we got a long awaited. Maybe it's late, but we got Caleb Plant versus Jamal Charlo. This is a fight that's been talked about for years. I think now that, you know, some losses has been taken, you know, they are like now like, all right, fine, let's get it on. I'm not protecting that old to chase Canelo. Caleb got the Canelo money. He got the money that he wanted. So now he could just, you know what I'm saying, go through the rest of his career. I mean, there's still work for Caleb Plant to, you know, do in the division. I'm thinking we may be seeing Canelo's last fight at 68. But what you think about the fight?
I think this fight is gonna be very interesting. Me personally, I'm going for Plant in this one, but I know Jamal, you better fight back this time. Don't just get in the ring and get slapped out like because I think this is the brother he slapped. So don't
Yes.
get in there, don't get slapped out and don't respond in the ring. You know, get back, get your lick back, fight back. You know, but it's definitely be
All
an
right.
interesting fight. I have no expectations for Charlo. The crazy thing is I really don't have no expectations for him. But I do have high expectations for Caleb Plant in this fight, and I got him being on top.
Yeah, man. I just think Caleb has seen, you know what I'm saying, the top of the mountain um twice, you know what I'm saying, with his last two fights. And yeah, man, I just think that, you know, once he come back down off that high to fight Charlo, it's just gonna be, you know, really he's not gonna have to contend with that pressure of the Mexican monster. He's not gonna have to contend with the pressure from Canelo, the IQs of, you know, both of them guys, and then he's gonna come down to, you know, a pretty inactive fight. I mean, the last fight he fought, you know what I'm saying, a guy coming up to 54. So it's like, you know, I just think Jamal isn't active enough to for Caleb Plant, who's coming down off this high. Like, I think this Caleb gonna be shadow boxing. Like, he's really gonna be on a wave, and
Yeah.
almost similar to when Devin came off of the Lomachenko fight. And that's why he looked awesome against a lower level fighter, is in Regis Prograis. And he just looked awesome. He got a knock down. Like, that's something we don't think of Devin when we think about that. So I think Caleb puts him out. I think Caleb knocks him out.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I'm calling that. Like,
Oh, knockout.
yeah. So
TKO or just straight knockout.
I'm gonna go TKO. We see he
All
can
right.
do it. I'm gonna
No,
go
he
TKO.
can do TKO. Now I'm with
Yeah.
you on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, man. We definitely will. we'll see. That's coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Next, you know what I'm saying, we're just gonna skim through the next upcoming fights. We're just gonna give our quick yay and nay to it. First up we got coming Brooklyn title fight. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia, 12 rounds for Haney's WBC junior welterweight title. Who you got?
Haney, and I got KO body shot.
Wow, KO body shot, hunting for that body again. I have Devin Haney as well, KO, but I think he gonna do a lot of feinting to that body and go up top. I'm gonna catch him with the overhand. Actually, I think he's gonna knock Ryan out. So yeah, man, that's that. Next one we got May 4th, Las Vegas, Nevada, a prime pay-per-view and Days in pay-per-view. We got the fight Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munigua, 12 rounds for Alvarez super middleweight undisputed championship. Does Jaime have enough to contend with Canelo?
I think he has enough to contend. I think he's going to be good competition. I was leaning towards Munguia to win. I have a close win, but I gotta stick to the grain. I gotta stick to Canelo. I'm sticking with Canelo right now. I have been going back and forth, but right now, at this very moment, at this time, it's gonna be Canelo.
Yeah, man. I think Jaime is just his resume doesn't call for this caliber of fighter. For me, I know that there's some same like-minded opponents or whatever, but I just don't think that he's seen this level of his resume doesn't show that he's ready for this fight. It will be a good fight. He's definitely that type of fighter that's going to make for a good fight. He's gonna fight. He's gonna not quit, but I think he's gonna get beat up and he's gonna get stopped. So shout out to them. Canelo, Jaime, good fight coming May 4th. May 6th, Tokyo. Damn, I just thought about it. I've been saying the kid from China. That's crazy. Wow. No. Maybe the fight. I don't know. But anyway, title fight. Inoue versus Luis Nery for the 12-round junior featherweight undisputed championship. Just for all the marbles. Nery, Inoue, who you got?
Inoue, knockout.
Inoue, knockout. I can concur on that one. I don't know what round, but I will definitely probably lean more to the middle rounds. Yeah, man, should be a good fight. Next, we go on May 11th, Perth, Australia. The fight, Lomachenko versus George Kambosos, 12 rounds for the vacant IBF title.
We going this one. This is Loma.
Yeah.
Kambosos is a one-trick pony. I ain't messing with Kambosos.
Yeah.
Loma on this one.
I think so. I'm gonna go back real quick. I'm gonna go back to Lomachenko versus Lopez, and I think what idle Lomachenko in that fight is the power. Some of George Kambosos' fight appears that he has power, but I don't think he really has that much power.
No.
And I don't, even though he did knock down Lopez or whatever, I think that was a flash knockdown. He did win that fight though, but I don't think he has enough to contend with Lomachenko's boxing skills. I mean, it's still so
we seen what Devin did, and Devin is what I would consider a pure boxer. So
yeah,
based on that, no, can't get Kambosos.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to them too. Hopefully, we definitely gonna tune in for that one. Next, we got May 8th, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. They're taking all the fights, man. They're taking all the fights. Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury, 12 rounds for the undisputed heavyweight championship. Fury, man, for me, what you got? I'm
still saying Usyk. I'm still saying Usyk.
Okay, hold on. I'm tripping. Is that the reschedule? Is that the rescheduled date for that?
I want to say yes.
Yeah. I can't even as I'm reading that, I'm like, hold up. Like,
I want to say yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, man. So you Usyk, Fury. It's definitely gonna be. I believe it's gonna be a chess match. I believe Fury should impose his strength on him. But obviously Fury just likes to box or whatever. But I think he would be wrong trying to box Usyk in that way. But you know what I'm saying, Tyson gonna be Tyson. He gonna do what he do. I mean, he looks like he's training to box him. You know what I'm saying, losing all that weight. So shout out to Tyson, man. And we definitely gonna see, you know, what happens in that fight. And we next one we got Leeds England. It's a rematch. This definitely is the rescheduled fight. ESPN Plus, Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall, 12 rounds, junior welterweights. I'm just go Josh Taylor. Like they need to hurry up and get this over with, man. Like, you know, they like Josh Taylor. All right, come on.
Yeah, I'm going Josh Taylor as well.
Yeah, it's you know, I'm kind of, you know, I'm over that a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been over since they announced it.
Right. So June 1st, we got Riyadh, Saudi Arabia
Man,
again.
fight of the year. This is fight of the year right here, Tony.
Oh yeah, nah, no joke. This is definitely gonna be fight of the year. Title fight: Dmitry Bivol versus Arthur Beterbiev, 12 rounds for the undisputed light heavyweight championship. Will be, man. This is gonna be all action. I don't care what Bivol gonna try to do with that jab. He gonna have to fight in that fight.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see multiple knockdowns. We're gonna see some blood. We're gonna see a trilogy, and it's definitely gonna be fight of the year. What you think?
Yes. And Beterbiev is going to be victorious.
Yeah, I think I'm going with it.
Oh, hold on. And
Good.
it's like sound like you're changing your mind.
No. I'm going with the boxer, but I do think Beterbiev is coming because I think you're saying I obviously, you know what I'm saying, through you know what I'm saying, history, like I never really am more of a person who has all power, like, and that's really what Beterbiev, you know what I'm saying, has. And I mean it's overwhelming, and you know, he will overwhelm most or whatever, but I just think he will come. I think it will be some knockdowns. I think there is a possibility that he will get a win. I think it will be a trilogy, but also too, I believe that Bivol's skills will eventually come into play with this fight. But it's a 50-50 fight. I just choosing 51-49 for Bivol, but it's a close fight. So yeah, man, I still got Dimitri with this fight. I think he going at the end of the day, he's gonna stick that jab and then he gonna hold him. Stick that jab and then hold him. And if he can somehow get away of that power, get away of them hooks, keep that high guard like he did with Canelo, I think he could survive the fight.
See, you know, when it comes to Beterbiev, it's more of the breakdown of the body.
Yeah.
A lot of his matches are the breakdown of the body. So if he can withstand getting torn down from the from the body up, then yeah, I can see that. But I can't see it. I can't see it. I can see him getting destroyed.
Yeah, man. That's definitely gonna be a fight we all gonna be watching June 1st. You know what I'm saying? We definitely tuning in. June 15th, we got Sabril Matias, the Boogeyman, versus Liam Paro. Don't know too much about Paro. It's 12 rounds for Matias, IBF Junior welterweight. I think this is just a stay busy fight. Maybe it's his mandatory, but obviously I'm going to Matias with the knockout.
Same.
Yeah,
Boogeyman all day.
Right. June 29th, Miami, ESPN Plus. We got Teofimo Lopez versus Steve Claggett. 12 rounds for Lopez WBL Junior welterweight title. I am disappointed in Teofimo for making this fight. Teofimo talks a whole lot to be fighting a dude named Steve Claggett. So it's too much talent there at 140 for you to be doing that.
Exactly.
I get it if it's the mandatory, but that don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Because that doesn't really matter, because then if it's somebody else, y'all get your way out of why it wasn't or it shouldn't have been or whatever. So I mean, the way Teofimo talks, I just feel like this is a disappointment to boxing and his boxing fans for taking this fight. But you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I got Teofimo by knockout win. Definitely, probably mid rounds.
I got Tio too. Don't know if it's gonna be a knockout, but I'm agreeing with you. I am disappointed as well, as much as his mouth be moving.
Yeah, definitely. And last on the list, we got June 29th, Glendale, I said last on the list because I'm going to address, you know what I'm saying, obviously what's behind that or whatever. But June 29th, Glendale, Arizona on the Zone. We got the fight. Juan Francisco Estrada versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez, 12 round for Estrada WBC Junior Bantamweight title. I'm going Jesse Bam, man, for this fight. But I think this was going to be one of them bantamweight fights that's just crazy.
Yeah,
I,
it's gonna be high activity, exciting. I'm going with Bam too, but I don't think it's not gonna be a dominant fight.
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be a dominant fight.
Right. So, yeah, man, that's definitely gonna be action packed. If you new to boxing and you want to see, you know what I'm saying, some action, check that out. I know all the regular boxing fans and the diehard boxing fans will watch that fight, and you're gonna see, you know, some definitely some boxing. Said last because technically and officially, the Tank versus Frank Martin and the what's our guy from Phoenix name?
Benavidez.
Benavidez versus who was it?
I
Versus,
nah.
God Vodstick or whatever. They're not actually official. I was doing this, sir. I know that it's out there and it will be official, but they're not exactly official. So,
Yeah, because they don't have a location yet, and
yeah,
I did see the interview Benavidez recently. He couldn't even give a location on the fight, so.
yeah, they saying they trying to make it in Texas, obviously for you know what I'm saying the card. You got the Mexican monsters, then you know what I'm saying you got Frank from you know what I'm saying down there too or whatever. But we will you know spit and talk about that real quick on this last one, and then we'll you know what I'm saying we'll close out or whatever. But Frank Martin versus Tank Davis, what you got?
Tank, ain't no brainer.
Yeah,
No brainer.
yeah, man, Tank
For
all
obvious reasons.
right. I think Frank in over his head. Get that check, bro. Get you a Lambo, and you know, move it, bro. Keep it moving. You race with Earl now. And then the next fight after that, obviously, we got a Mexican monster against Vodstick for the light heavyweight title. It's a good fight for him. He couldn't get the fights that he wanted, and he's outgrown the weight class. And I just think that you know his style will just be too overwhelming, even for the bigger guy. He'll pick up the belt, put himself in line. You know what I'm saying for those guys ahead of him that's fighting before him to you know be able to have power with the belt and contend for that. What you think?
Nah, I think he is gonna win. I hope he wins. This would definitely be a good challenge for him. And then if he wins, I'm not 100% sure, but you can quote me on this one. If he wins, could that potentially put him in the boat to fight a better Biv or Bivol?
It's gotta be. I don't know in regards to the belts where he's ranked, because you know how like you move up and you can, you know, you the champion, then you move up, you automatically get to fight for the title. But that's because he was a champion for that belt. I don't know where he ranks in the other two standings. I
Mm-hmm.
have to check that. But belt to belt wise, it should be the fight made. But then you know they start getting cute and funny with it. You got to fight this guy next because it's like the sanctioning bodies can see this and know it's coming. They're like, oh man, like our guy and this and all of this. We want this guy to fight him versus, you know, giving money. So they already see it and they already thinking about mandatory for the winner of that fight. But also too, that fight also is probably gonna have a rematch as well. But he definitely puts himself in line for the fight whenever they get it. You know, whatever happens with that fight, he definitely is there and you know, he take it. Take the fight, you know, do what he gotta do, even if he gotta, you know, fight two more because like I said, I definitely think it's gonna be at least two fights. But yeah, man, I you know, that's definitely, you know, a fight that I think for him, he definitely is gonna deserve, you know. So yeah, man. That's you know what I'm saying what we got for the fight schedule. And you know, it definitely looked like it's a lot of fun coming, you know what I'm saying, in the next few months going into summer. We ain't even really got the summer schedule yet, you know what I'm saying? That goes to, you know, the end of June. I'm sure we're gonna have some fights in July, definitely gonna have some fights in September. So yeah, man, look forward to, you know, all the good stuff in boxing. So obviously we at our time right now, but we definitely want to take the time out to, you know what I'm saying, get a shout out to our folks. Ricky got a special shout out tonight. So therefore, Ricky, go ahead and do your thing, bro.
First, man, this one Shout out my brother Mo Payne, man, pulling through at the Golden Gloves yesterday. Great, hell of a performance. I want to shout out to all the fighters that participated in Golden Gloves because I mean the fights that was going on yesterday, man. I was highly entertained. I seen a lot of different styles. I seen a lot of heart out there. And you know, also I just want to mainly shout out my brother's gym, Diamond in the Rough. Man, the game plan that you know the coaches that gave my brother to go out there and win was great. It was definitely was needed to help him succeed. And just want to thank everybody for coming out, keep supporting the amateurs. Because without the amateurs, we can't have pros. So everybody keep coming out and showing your support.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mo too, bro. Like, we definitely gonna continue to follow his career. Post him on the Red Corner platform as much as we can. And like you said, man, we gotta support the amateurs. So, yeah, man. That's us. In the Red Corner. We coming back. We definitely will be back for the 20th fight, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia the day after that Sunday, 7 p.m. Live on YouTube. But for now, it's in the Red Corner. Shout out to Ricky for doing this thing tonight. But until then, we gone. See you.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.